슈퍼 파트마스지요.
Where do I even begin, bro? Hold on. Oh shit. That's where I begin. Cheers. Bro, okay, J. Cole released first of all an announcement for an album, The Fall Off, which is gonna be released, I believe, on February. And he also released a track, I believe, from the album. Disc 2, track 2, The Fall Off. I think it's gonna be the anthem of the main song of the album, really, because it's called The Fall Off, the name of the album. I'm not a music fan. I don't normally do reactions. I don't even know how to break them down, really. I do know that I shouldn't be doing too much because copyright, issues and all that. But I love reacting to some of the things that I just enjoy and I'm fascinated about, and this is one of them. I believe J. Cole is one of the greatest, if not the greatest, rappers of all time. Even though I'm not like that linked in with music that much, I'm not like a music enthusiast or nothing like that. I wouldn't even consider myself a music fan. I'm mostly just a fan of sounds and beats. I don't know how to even describe them, really. I don't mind the sound of the car. That's my pops coming in from work. Yes, I'm 29 and I still live at home. It doesn't matter, bro. But yeah, bro, I believe J. Cole is one of the real ones out there. His image, his messaging speaks for itself. His music speaks for itself. He's not out there that much. He's focused. He's just the right type of, he has the right type of mentality. He's applying the right type of mentality when it comes to things like this. And we can learn a lot of things from this. We all could use this. Let's see what he talks about, The Fall Off. I think we all have an idea of what it is, but really he never fell off. That's just one of the brilliant things about this. Alright, for the past 10 years, this album has been handcrafted with one intention: a personal challenge to myself to create my best work, to do on my last what I was unable to do on my first. I had no way of knowing how much time, focus, and energy it would eventually take to achieve this, but despite the countless challenges along the way, I knew in my heart I would one day get to the finish line. I owed it first and foremost to myself, and secondly, I owed it to hip-hop. That's crazy. You can dissect that message just alone. We can make an entire video on that just alone. First of all, I think I picked this up from someone else. He mentioned how he was doing this. He's doing what he was unable to do on his first. He's doing what, he's doing on his last when he was unable to do on his first. So hopefully that doesn't mean what I think it means. Like, hey, this is my last thing that I'm gonna do, really. Like, I hope that doesn't mean, I hope he's not retiring, is what I'm saying. We could use decent people like him in the industry, in all industries, really. And another important thing that I picked up from someone else, he mentioned how he owed it first and foremost to himself, which I feel like a lot of us, we really need to be honest. Why do we pursue the things we pursue? Are you really passionate about what you're doing? Are you just doing it for the fame, for the money, for the glory, for the materialistic things that it brings? Or are you doing it because it's something that calls to your soul, that calls your soul, that summons you, bro, that just makes you more alive than anything else out there, something that you're actually, like, you feel you're good at? Is it, or is it not? And yeah, bro, that's a power on its own. Having a passion is a power on its own, bro. You realize something, that you're actually into this thing more than you realize. Okay, I don't want to talk too much. Let's just react to the song, all right? Jermaine was here.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I love this.
How I see it. How I see it. Yeah. Listen. I persevered through the worst. My thirst to adhere is a curse. My life, I see it in reverse. I first appeared in a hearse. The driver steered to the church. My grandkids carry the coffin to the altar as they burst into tears from their shirts. The tears rise to the sides of their face and into their eyes is piercing where hurt. Fast forward 60 years, I got verse of the year. My purpose is clear as to murk whoever dare flirt with death. The best alive, and what you now hear is the work. The inspiration was rare and in spurts, but when it's there, I'm immersed. My experience of being a parent dispersed. Watching my son disappear as I stare at his birth. And he returns to the womb, wifey stomach growing greater in girth. And then declining every time we come here to the nurse. With each day that passes, I can feel my career coming first. Do I? Took the wedding ring off her finger, and now I'm single, walking up the aisle backwards to an era of dirt. Falling.
God, man, he's going back in time, bro. And to put that in lyrics is crazy. It speaks on artistry. It speaks on skill, bro. It's skill. It's actual skill. I just watched the documentary of the off season just now. It's insane. It's actually crazy. How could you do that with words? How could you do that with poetry? How could you do that with rap? Go back in time, describe your life as you believe this is how it was set, as you know how it was set up. And I see in the beginning, he skipped from he started from his death and then skipped all the way back to his current day and then went down the timeline, which obviously he doesn't know what's going to happen in between today and his death, but he knows what happened before. So he's describing what happened before, at least from his, it's a retrospective, I guess.
Clubs tipsy with a bitch I see clear through a skirt. The cameras be snapping, blogs be yapping, so I'm careful alert. Walk into my section, whisper right in my ear. We flirt, we part ways. I see her from a distance, she stares with a smirk. Cheers to the perks with the squad. We live for the search of new hoes. Lusty, quick to fuck me, unaware of they worth. We leave the club, drive to the show, and I swear that it's turnt. It all begins with encore cheers from those wearing my merch. Fast forward through years of rehearsal, losing, winning, bank account thinning, income streams nowhere near as diverse. And though I'm blessed, I see me stressing from hearing the chirps of naysayers who only days later I don't care to convert. On cloud 9, now signed to my hero, one of the so-called kings of this rap thing that I swear to usurp. Decade later, mama cut on the cable. My motivation to be greater ends the moment I appear in a purse. I'm growing shorter, Pampers cover my hindquarters. I watch my father walk back in my life and it clears up a hurt I couldn't explain. Mama gives me my name, then hands me over to the doctor, and I watch as my spirit reverse. Then I'm no longer here on this earth.
Yes, sir.
I'm no longer here on this
It's
earth.
genius, man. I don't know what to say.
I'ma come in.
Gosh, man. I'll be honest with you. I don't know much to say about that except for what I initially had said. I noticed that he went back in time, described his life. And this is supposed to be called a fall off, which I assume he's talking about. The message is in regards of falling off. And really, there's always like a message, like a point to what he's trying to say. He's not just describing his past. He's talking about something. He's saying, this is how I pictured my life. And hold on. Yeah. Yeah, he's trying to describe, he's describing his life and the messaging, the point behind the messaging, as far as I can tell, is just, I don't know. Hold on, bro. Let me actually start over again.
Yeah. How I see it.
I want to learn these things, man.
Listen, I persevered been through the worst. My thirst to adhere is a curse. My life, I see it in reverse. I first appeared in a hearse. The driver steered to the church. My grandkids carried the coffin to the altar as they burst into tears from their shirts. The tears rise to the sides of their face and into their eyes is piercing where hurt. Fast forward 60 years, I got verse of the year. My purpose is clear as to murk whoever dare flirt with death. The best alive, and what you now hear is the work. The inspiration was rare and in spurts, but when it's
oh my god, man. I've just it just makes me want to be a poet so bad, bro. Be a rapper so bad. But okay, I don't think I shouldn't think too deep about this. I think too much sometimes. I think he literally is describing his life, you know? I think he's describing how he looks at his life. I just think that's it. Sometimes I don't think there's like a lot of messaging behind it. Unless someone can correct me, please do. Please let me know. I know there's like real music enthusiasts out there who probably are gonna catch on to this video and correct me and, you know, literally, you know, scold me, which I welcome freely because I'm new to the game. I'm new to all this, so I don't want to come in and feel like I know things. I don't know nothing, bro. You know, I'm a student. You know, I'll never be a teacher, bro. I'll never be a master. You know, I'll always regard myself as a student, bro, of the game, of life. So I welcome criticism. I welcome correction. I welcome, you know, lessons, bro. So please let me know. Please let me know. But other than that, what can I say? J. Cole is one of the greatest of all time, man. Like, and I'm not just saying that. I have a couple of tracks that I know I said I'm not a music fan or whatever, but I'm a fan enough to the point where, you feel me, like I'm a fan enough, I believe, to the point where there's like a couple of songs, you know, that I can name off the top of my head that really sounded good to me, beat wise, first and foremost, and message wise. J. Cole is one of a few that literally has a message that I really dig. I believe, what's the song's name? Is it Illuminati? I'm not quite sure. I can't remember. It's not. It's from that album, For Your Eyes Only, I believe. Where he has that kid talking about her, how, you know, talk about her daddy or some shit like that. Like, I wish daddy was here, you know, type of shit. I can't remember the name of the song, but gosh, man, like and that's another thing. I love it when rappers make a message that is simple enough for a nigga to understand, and that is also very masterful and very skillful in the writing and the messaging and the delivery. Actually, let me just put it that way. The delivery is like, no, like this is a true mark of a master in any skill level. They are so good at the thing that they make it look easy. They make it look like you can do it. But no, it's not that easy. It is not that easy to put in words like that together. It's not that easy to tell a story in a rhyming format. It's not. It's really not, bro. It's a skill. It's insane. So many he probably has wasted a lot of paper. Probably has wasted a lot of paper. Jesus, man, this is so fantastic, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I realized I wasn't recording this whole time. Second half of this video, I wasn't recording this whole time, but my main, I think, messaging was around how talented J. Cole is in terms of like his skill level of describing a story going backwards, a retrospective in a sense. It's not even a retrospective because I think a retrospective, no matter what that thing means or called or whatever, is like describing a moment in time in the past, right? But he's telling the whole story from his perspective, his whole life story from his perspective, how things have came to be where they are. Instead of talking about specifically how they came to be where they are, he's talking about how things, I guess, we're going, you know, okay, whatever. He's describing how things came to be where they are today, which is amazing. It's an amazing skill level that I hope I can never reach in whatever endeavor I pursue. And life lessons really from this is just to really just hone in on your, first of all, on your past on how you used to react to things, because I found myself trying to look for his reasons behind his, the reason why he went down the path he went down on. And, in terms of rap and skill and wanted to be the greatest of all time and all that, I just found myself thinking that because, I feel like there's a lot to learn from your past as a person. There's a lot to learn from how you used to, the decisions you used to make, how they would impact you as a person, and what exactly do they say about you and how you view yourself. A lot of times we're not holding ourselves accountable enough of our own past. We don't look enough. We don't look deep enough so that we can be able to become better. Eventually, you will be better. So, do it for yourself. Do it for your loved ones. Do it for your future. Especially if you're gonna be a parent. It's like, damn, you're gonna watch a life grow. You're gonna watch a life grow. You're gonna watch a life start from scratch and get to the point where you're at, and you gotta be able to, help navigate that. You gotta be able to help to, give advice, give some really good, solid advice. Because you've been there before. You can't just ooze your way. I mean, one of you gotta learn. Either you or your kid gotta learn from your past. And your kid ain't that responsible that much for themselves because they're kids. So you gotta learn. Okay, that part wasn't on the part where I didn't record, but I just thought of that just now. It's like, because he talks about it, right? Like how, him having a kid changed his whole life, right? It's like that's what happens to a lot of people. It's like, man, having a kid just changes everything. It changes the way you do things, obviously. Changes your scheduling, it changes your responsibilities, but it also changes the way you look at life and how you approach life, and obviously we all love our kids, so we gotta embrace the change, and the fact that you gotta go through such lengths only speaks to the hardships of it and speaks to the obvious other negative feelings that come with that. Is like, you probably might hate your kid, bro. You probably might hate the fact that you gotta raise a kid, but it's your kid, so you gotta do it. But if you embrace it, you look at the positivity, you accept change in your life. Okay, that, I know he didn't touch on that a lot, but I imagine that's probably something that impacted him a lot, and that probably would be something that impacts me a lot. If I had ever had a kid at this stage, or any stage in my life. God willing, that happens, bro. God willing, it happens. But yeah, this song was amazing. Another thing I mentioned is that how I love when rappers actually pick relatively good songs to be the front cover, to be the front of their album, of their EP, whatever, to be the actual, like, because most times you're gonna find people prioritize marketability, the hype, the emotion behind which song is going to be named the same as the album, right? The Fall Off instead was an actually relatively good song. Might not be played at the club, might not be played at even the radio station or all radio stations. It might be too serious for, like the market out there, the popular market out there, the flipping industries, the whatevers, it might not be on your goddamn billboard. But man, J. Cole has created such a foundation for himself to the point where, even though his songs might not go to that kind of level, they're still relatively good, and he has a huge following. It's actually kind of amazing, I actually wouldn't be surprised if they actually play their songs on the radio. With me saying that they probably won't, or in the clubs or whatever, I probably wouldn't be surprised if they did, because they're that good. Somebody gotta full blast this song, man. Come on, bro. We gotta get people tapped into the realness of fucking reality, man. Like, come on, man. Y'all can't be listening to popular songs all the time just because y'all just want like some kind of a adrenaline rush or whatever. This is coming from somebody who's drinking a Monster drink. I know sometimes we need caffeine in our systems. We need some kind of a push to continue, but We don't need it all the time, bro. Sometimes we just need to drink a little bit of water, you know, and just literally live in reality and just wake up, you know, from even ourselves. Because this doesn't wake me up from myself. It just gives me a little bit of energy for now. This is what a lot of music out here does. Only the real music, which is like water, keeps you alive for a very long time. Keeps you awake for a very long time too. And going to sleep on time is also something that keeps you awake, you know, all the time. So I gotta go back to sleep, man. I'm tired. My bad, man. My bad to push this in right now. Another thing I mentioned is that I know I'm not like a music enthusiast. I'm not like a deep like a rapper, you know, the lyricist or a guy's gonna dissect all this. I'm not even making any kind of music, really. I wouldn't even consider myself a music fan, like I said before. But damn, this is convincing me. It's like, man, I gotta learn to dissect. I gotta learn to listen more. This is another thing I'm proud of. Hip hop, rap, real rap from real rappers, really teaches you how to listen and pay attention to what's being said. You know, because, you know, whatever you're doing here, you probably need to do it at some kind of homework, some kind of school subject, whatever, you know, module in varsity, whatever. They're probably asking you right now, focus on this thing, dissect it, write an essay. No, instead you'd rather listen to J. Cole, which you're gonna do the same thing. You're probably gonna do the same thing. You know, I'm not gonna write no essay, but I'm definitely gonna be talking about it. I'm gonna be talking about my thoughts, which if you had to put it on pen and paper, it was probably gonna be an essay. You know, not a well-written essay, but like a really good one. You know, which sometimes you learn skills of life elsewhere. You know, school sometimes they just don't provide the right narrative or context to learn these things. They're not as motivational. But I said a lot of things there, man. Thank you for watching. If you have watched up until this point, I apologize for the ranting. Probably didn't dissect this even as much as I should have. Probably didn't react to this as much as I should. But y'all can listen to the experts out there. I'm still learning to be one of them. But thank you for watching. Consider subscribing. And please check out the Fall Off Disc 2 Track 2. It's an amazing song, man. It's an amazing song. Written by the best.
When it's the lyrical paragraphs, your tracks make me laugh. In front of the microphone, you didn't pass math. And science is the main ingredient to be the finest of the fittest. You did it, you're frank with it. You failed all the lessons, wanna remain in the top 10. Stop, look, and listen, can cross with the light skin. Knowledge is the key to be the best of a black man. Wisdom understands the ways of a Dutchman. Devilish attitudes that really make me rude. Friday the 13th, you're all fucking doomed. It's Jason and Michael Myers and Freddy all combined. You say what the savage is, but look who eats swine. The pig, there's only one vein in the body. I'm at the hot vodka and I want me a Swanee. Bring them along, I hear a bell, what the hell? I'm tortured the MCs, they promise not to tell, oh swell.